Good morning students. Today we will discuss some fundamental concepts of organic chemistry. Before going through these fundamental concepts, we should know what are organic compounds. Earlier, the term organic compounds were used for those compounds which were obtained from living organisms, and the compounds which were obtained from non-living things are called inorganic compound. Berzelius in 1815 gave vital force theory, which suggested that organic compounds can be synthesized only by living organisms under the influence of some mysterious force. He named this mysterious force as vital force. As this force is absent in living things, therefore these compounds cannot be synthesized by non-living things. Wöhler in 1828 synthesized first organic compound urea from inorganic compound ammonium cyanate under laboratory conditions, which shook the faith in vital force theory. Later in 1845, Cole synthesized acetic acid from inorganic sources. Organic chemistry was considered as chemistry of compounds which contain carbon as essential constituent. According to this concept, carbon dioxide and carbonates should come under organic compounds, but we know that these compounds are studied in inorganic chemistry. Later, this definition was modified and now it is defined as chemistry of hydrocarbons and their derivatives. There are certain physical effects which operates in organic molecules and influence the physical properties and reactivities of these organic compounds. Now we will discuss these physical effects one by one. First of all, we will discuss about dipole-dipole interactions. Dipole-dipole interactions operate between molecules containing polar covalent bond. As you see in HCl, chlorine is more electronegative compared to hydrogen, and therefore chlorine acquire partial negative charge while hydrogen acquire partial positive charge. So a dipole is created in the molecule due to electronegativity difference. Similarly, dipole exists in other HCl molecule. Now Cl of one molecule attract H positive of other molecule. This type of interaction is known as dipole-dipole interactions. So dipole-dipole interactions are the attractive force between permanent dipoles of two polar molecules. Positive end of one polar molecule attract the negative end of another polar molecule. Due to these forces, polar molecules are held to each other more strongly as compared to non-polar molecules of comparable masses. So dipole-dipole interactions are responsible for difference in many properties of polar and non-polar molecules or compounds. Next is van der Waals interactions. Van der Waals interactions are weak interactions. These are weak force of attractions between non-polar molecules or atoms like N2O2 or noble gases which have no dipole moment. Van der Waals, a Dutch physicist, suggested that there exists weak intermolecular forces of attraction between non-polar molecules which cause liquefaction of non-polar gases at high pressure. He named these forces as van der Waals attractions. So, van der Waals attractions are weak force of attractions which exist between non-polar molecule and arises due to movement of electrons in atom and molecules. These forces are weak and overcome by supplying very small amount of energy. origin of van der Waals forces. Now we know that each atom in each atom charge of electron is symmetrically distributed around the nucleus. Electrons move freely, so at a particular instant of time the electron distribution in atom 1 may become somewhat unsymmetrical with slight increase in electron density on one side. Therefore, for a very small instant of time, atom 1 has one end slightly negative while other end has slightly positive charge. This temporary separation of positive and negative charges produces an instantaneous or temporary dipole. The direction and magnitude of these dipoles are constantly fluctuating but may induce similar fluctuating dipoles in other atoms. Thus, the weak interaction of these temporary dipoles constitute van der Waals forces. These are also known as London forces or dispersion forces. Now we will discuss what are the factors which influence van der Waals forces. As we know, van der Waals forces are weak forces and effective over extremely small distance. The actual magnitude of these forces depend upon number of electrons in the molecule, shape of the molecule, temperature and pressure. First of all, we will discuss number of electrons in the molecule. With the increase in number of electrons, there are more chances of electron distribution to become unsymmetrical. Greater the unsymmetrical distribution, more will be the magnitude of van der Waals forces. Next is the size of the molecule. As the molecular size increases, the surface area becomes large. The chances of unsymmetrical distribution increases and the van der Waals forces become stronger. Increase in molecular size generally run parallel to the increase in molecular weight of the same type, just like methane, ethane and propane. As molecular weight increases, size of the molecule increases. As size of the molecule increases, surface area increases and also magnitude of van der Waals force increases. So van der Waals forces also become relatively stronger with increase in molecular weight. Boiling point of series of similar compound generally increase as molecular weight increases. So boiling point of propane is more than that of ethane or methane because size of propane is more. So van der Waals interaction in case of propane is more compared to methane. Next factor which influence van der Waals forces is molecular shape. Magnitude of molecular phase also depends upon the shape of the molecule. Linear the molecule, more will be the surface area. Greater the surface area, stronger will be the van der Waals interactions. In case of N-pentane, isopentane and neopentane, N-pentane is straight chain molecule with large surface area while neopentane is compact molecule with lesser surface area. Due to greater surface area of N-pentane, there are more chances of molecule to interact with each other. Therefore, magnitude of van der Waals forces increases. Therefore, N-pentane has greater van der Waals forces compared to neopentane. Next factor are temperature and pressure. For the same substances, van der Waals forces are relatively stronger at lower temperature and high pressure. At low temperature, random movement of molecule decreases, which provided greater opportunities for molecular interactions. Also at high temperature, the molecules get closer to each other. Interaction between them becomes stronger and between neighboring molecule. Therefore, van der Waals forces are stronger at low temperature and high pressure. Now there are different type of van der Waal interaction. First is dipole interactions, which we have studied earlier in case of HCl molecule. As the name indicates, dipole. These type of interactions are present in those molecules which contain permanent dipole moment. Next is dipole induced dipole interactions. These type of attractions present in polar and between polar and non-polar molecules. Under the influence of polar molecule, a temporary dipole is created in non-polar molecule. This gives rise to dipole induced dipole interaction, because dipole in polar molecule induced dipole in non-polar molecule. Therefore these are called dipole induced dipole interactions. This type of interaction is present between polar and non-polar molecules, say for example water molecule and xenon gas. Next is van der Waal repulsions. Magnitude of van der Waal force of interaction increases as the distance between non-polar atoms or molecules decreases. This distance is maximum when the distance between non-bonded atoms or molecule reaches a minimum value, which is equal to the sum of their van der Waal radii. If non-bonded atom or molecule come closer than this minimum distance, the attractive force turns into repulsive forces called van der Waal repulsions. The lesser stability of bond conformation of cyclohexane is due to repulsive interaction between two flagpole hydrogens, where distance between these two flagpole hydrogens is less than sum of their van der Waal radii. Next topic is hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen form covalent bond with strong electronegative atom. The sigma bond between hydrogen and electronegative atom becomes highly polar. Hydrogen atom, due to electronegativity difference between hydrogen and electronegative atom, hydrogen atom acquire positive charge, while halogen atom or electronegative atom acquires partial negative charge. The positive polarized hydrogen of one molecule is attracted by negative polarized electronegative atom of second molecule. So the weak force of attraction between hydrogen atom of one molecule and highly electronegative atom of other molecule is known as hydrogen bonding. For effective hydrogen bonding, there are two essential conditions. First is the electronegativity of atom bonded to hydrogen. Higher the electronegativity of the bonded atom, stronger will be the hydrogen bonding. The atom to which hydrogen is bonded should be highly electronegative so that it can attract shared pair of electron towards itself. Other factor is small size of electronegative atom. The electronegative atom should be small in size. Only then it will be able to develop strong electrostatic interaction with neighboring molecule to form effective hydrogen atom. That's why only fluorine, oxygen and nitrogen elements show hydrogen bonding, because these are the three atoms which fulfills these necessary conditions to form hydrogen bonding. The hydrogen bonding is weaker than covalent bond but relatively stronger than van der Waal forces. The relative strength of hydrogen bond depend upon the electronegativity of electronegative atom. Greater the electronegativity of electronegative atom, stronger will be hydrogen bonding. For example, in hydrogen bonding is stronger in hydrogen fluoride molecule compared to OH and NH atoms or NH bonds. Types of hydrogen bonding. There are two types of hydrogen bonding: intermolecular hydrogen bonding and intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding are the bonds formed between separate molecules of the same or different molecules. just like between different alcohol molecules, or between alcohol and water molecule, or between two carboxylic acid. That is, hydrogen bond is formed between two different molecules of the same or different substance. While intramolecular hydrogen bonds are formed between atoms or groups within the same molecule, as in case of orthonitrophenol, intramolecular hydrogen take place between OH and NO2 group of the same molecule. Similar is in the case of salicylaldehyde and orthonitrobenzoic acid. What are the necessary conditions for intramolecular hydrogen bonding? First is, molecule should be planar. The molecule should contain two groups such that one group contain hydrogen atom linked to an electronegative atom, and the other group contain a highly electronegative atom linked to less electronegative atom. And third is, hydrogen bonding should leads to the formation of either 5 or 6 member ring including hydrogen atom. Now, what are the effects of intermolecular hydrogen bonding? Due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding, the different molecules get connected or get associated with one another to form associated molecule. Say in case of ice, where many water molecules get associated to form giant water molecule. The boiling point and melting points of molecules showing intermolecular hydrogen bonding are higher than those compounds which do not show intermolecular hydrogen bonding, or with those compounds which show intramolecular hydrogen bonding. The increased intermolecular force of attraction due to hydrogen bonding require more energy to separate these molecules. This leads to higher melting point and boiling point of compound exhibiting hydrogen bonding. Alcohols have higher boiling points than corresponding alkyl halides due to hydrogen bonding, because in alcohol intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present, while in case of alkyl halides there is no intermolecular hydrogen bonding. That's why alcohols show higher boiling point compared to alkyl halides of comparable masses. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding between solute and solvent leads to high solubility of solute in the solvent. If the solvent is polar and solute form hydrogen bonding with solvent, then due to solute solvent bonding, the solubility of solute increases in the solvent. So solubility of lower alcohols in water is due to hydrogen bonding, because alcohol forms hydrogen bonding with water, which causes its solubility in water. Thanks.